Ah, yes. With the morning sun rises, Boston has entered the chat. Welcome in on a Wednesday, August 13th. Do the Humpty dance on Hump Day here on our Salem 5 studios. Why not? Travis Thomas here with the Kasey Hudson. How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm fantastic. I am so good. I am not relying on caffeine to survive today. It is Wednesday, and we don't have to talk about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas of the Red Sox. We can talk about what happened.
Yes.
And just the many things that happened, from Maye to the Roman Empire to, I'm always going to talk about Trevor's story because he continues to give us things to talk about.
True.
And then sprinkle some flowers for Yoshida.
Yeah, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, no more. The bats came alive for the Red Sox. We'll break it down, of course. And, hey, we're not there yet, but we're getting closer to preseason game number 2.
Ooh,
Patriots, Vikings in Minnesota, don't you know? We'll break that down. Remember, you could catch a full hour of Boston Has Entered the Chat, 8 a.m. on Nessa. And I always say the party continues 9 a.m. right here on Nessa Nation. And call us. We're just 617-790-0928. Get involved in the program. Tweet at us using the hashtag NessenChat. Email us, thechat@nesson.com. Every platform you need to get through to us, we're here for you. So please get involved. Okay, so the Sox win 14-1, big time over the Astros in H-Town as the bats came alive. So much to talk about. You laid a lot of it out there. We didn't mention Alex Bregman, who yet again.
Oh, yeah, how rude of me. I was just so excited. There's so many things to mention.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're right back in H-Town again. You just went back there, hit a home run. Now you're back again, and you do it again. I mean, that's at this point, I know they love him out there. They have to see him in their nightmares case. This guy he's box office.
Yeah, when you take the time to boo, you have to hope that it's going to get in somebody's head. And when you, I mean, look, we talked about Breg being one of the most stoic guys out there. Very stoic. I mean, I've seen more smiles, I think, in Houston than we've seen here, per se. But yeah, just that mental muscle that this man has. The fact that nothing can weaken him. Nothing can weaken him. Yeah,
I mean, remember this, too. He was playing hurt for a long time.
Absolutely.
And he's starting to look like he's healthy now. And we hear this, too, in sports. You play yourself healthy. To the average person, we're like, what? Like, I need 8 weeks off. My knee hurts. But for these athletes, a lot of times, you can play yourself healthy. You're dealing with something. You came back, in his case, you came back a little earlier than probably you should have.
Yeah. And you saw it in certain base running scenarios.
He just could not open up.
Yeah.
He just couldn't open up. And now you're seeing that. So, and by the way, even when he was playing hurt, I mean, you want to talk about rub some dirt on it type mentality.
Yes.
The bat was still there for him. He just couldn't run quite as much as we were used to seeing. Now it appears to me anyway, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I just play one here on Nesson, but from what I see, it looks like he has played himself healthier, if not 100% at this point. He is back. And then Dustin May, you said it.
Oh my gosh, Dustin May.
I mean, he deserves his flowers.
Who are you? I'm so happy that we get to see this unfold and we get to find out more about you and kind of start taking off the guidelines of, you know, he just moved coast to coast. This is the first time he's working with a new team in his entire career, which means there might be some unique perspectives on his pitching. This is a guy that came in here heavily reliant on the sweeper. He's going to learn to be a little bit more versatile in whatever capacity that he can, or find new pitching sequences, and actually that's what we saw. So that aided a brilliant performance out of him, and we've seen 6 scoreless innings out of him before when he played versus the White Sox back in 2023. But I mean, come on, just to know that this is his second start as a Red Sox and he was able to deliver on the road in what we were calling a playoff atmosphere. And I get hyped for these guys when they're hyped. Whenever you see those emotions and those reactions on there, and like, I'm just really looking forward to where consistency can lie in his game, because you're talking about somebody who just has a brand new hope when it comes to playing baseball, and a different level of gratitude, because baseball was almost taken from him a couple times. You're smirking, why?
I'm just thankful you kept me out of that whole soliloquy, because I thought for sure you were going to say, I told
no, I'm waiting for the moment to bring it back up. Come on now.
I would like to apologize to Dustin May.
There you go.
Look, I said some pretty egregious things yesterday before your start. I had zero faith in you, maybe less than.
A lot of people started going back to like put him in the bullpen, and I'm not saying that we got all the answers that we are looking for yesterday.
Right.
But you could grovel more.
Yeah, I mean it's true though. Like I was talking reckless. So I apologize to him for context. You said it, 6 innings. It's 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 8 punch outs. I mean, dude was like. It was nasty. It was nasty. There was nasty stuff, Dustin. My bad, Dustin.
When I checked in, I'm like 2 strikeouts already, and
he was
rolling out
nasty.
of the first inning. I was like, what is this man about to do?
Yes. Now it's not too much to ask for consistency.
Yeah.
I know we're not going to get that every time out from him. Okay, we all get that, but just be consistent. It's the same thing I've been saying about Buehler, who we'll see tonight.
Yep.
Just be consistent. Buehler in his last outing was untouchable too.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 innings pitched for him too, 0 earned runs. So just give us some consistency. Giolito's been able to do that. Bayo's been able to do that. We need both of you to be able to do that. Here's Big Red, Dustin Maye, after shoving against the Astros. Take a listen.
A 5-day routine, back to normal a little bit, come out, first pitch strikes. How good did it all feel to sort of get back in the rhythm?
Felt really good. Today was definitely one of my better days on the year. So hopefully be able to stack it and keep the snowball going for sure.
Using that fastball at the beginning, especially to set everything up, the breaking stuff looked good. Everything ultimately looked good. But early on, establishing the fastball, how important was that?
It was huge. Being able to get ahead early. There was some long innings at the start, but being able to like set the tone with like the heater and not like rely on the sweeper, it was good. It felt really good at the start.
Kind of looked like you hit your rhythm as it went on. Like those middle innings, you started to feel the rhythm a little more. Was that what's happening?
Yeah, for sure. I was able to like kind of settle in and like get some quicker outs, which was great. Be able to go a little bit deeper. Having 45 pitches in 2 innings was quite a lot, but being able to get a little bit quicker innings after that was good.
Your velo was up. Do you feel that? And what do you think's behind it?
Velo wasn't up. It was just down the last one. It was a long break in between. Body was kind of out of rhythm. Just kind of settled back into the baseball activities and a little shorter rest time.
Does any particular pitch stand out as your favorite? Any single pitch from tonight?
Not that I can think of off the top. I'm not super good on the quick fly stuff like that.
I thought maybe the one to Melton to freeze him in the second inning, kind of a sweeper that came back.
Oh, the backdoor one? That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
For a fan base just starting to watch you, what should people know about the emotion and body language and stuff?
I definitely try to ride the highs. I've had a lot of lows this year, so whenever I do have the good moments, I try to like let my brain know that hey, you got it. Like it's still in you for sure.
All right, Buehler tonight. I think we'll see good stuff out of Buehler just like we did out of Maye. I like the Sox to win tonight and win the series. That's where I'm at with this. But you're not going to get there without the Roman Empire.
Without the Roman Empire. Went from being clutch to historic in a matter of a game or two. I mean, what do you think goes through his head, genuinely? Because we're never going to get it on the media side entirely, but to be 21 years old and to know that you just got the number dialed in on how to be a major leaguer.
I think what goes through his head when he's up there is pure dominance. Hence the Roman Empire name. Yeah. I really do. He is so patient. He is, I always say he's like he's the youngest old person ever because his temperament is like veteran in this league. Been there, done that, right? But he's so young. He is unbelievable. He does it again last night. He's doing it consistently. Here he is, Roman Anthony, on being awesome.
Roman, 4 walks, probably should have been 5. But just the control of the strike zone, like, is that something you sort of felt when you first came in that stayed with you, or is that an adjustment that you feel better at now?
Yeah, I mean, I think a mix of both. For me, it's pretty simple, though. As the leadoff guy, I'm just trying to get a good pitch to hit and, understanding that if not, my job's to get on and to take my walks.
You and Alex are both so good at it. Like, top 2 hitters really can make life tough. That pitcher on the other side. How much pride do you guys take in that?
Yeah, I understand the quality of hitters I have behind me. So again, it just makes my life easier, and I'm more than glad to take my walks because I know who's behind me. But just hitting with the amount of strength we have in our lineup behind me, and then you mentioned Bragg and JD, and you can go down the list, right? It just makes my life a lot easier.
Homer's last 2 games, driving it now. How good does it feel to get the results?
Feels great. We're rolling. Tonight was great. So just looking to win a series tomorrow, but tonight was fun.
When you, even with the patient approach, when you bat 3 times in 4 innings and don't swing at all until the 16th pitch, does it feel funny at all, not swinging at all?
No, I don't really think of it like that. For me, again, I'm trying to get a pitch that I can really do damage on, and if not, just taking my walks. So I think I did a good job of that tonight. That one at bat was unfortunate. That one stings a little bit more right now, but it was a great win. So.
The Kasey Hudson. Only 3 other Red Sox as young or younger than Roman Anthony have ever homered in back-to-back games. Listen to this rarefied air. Raffy Devers, Tony C., Ted Williams.
What company to keep?
Wow.
What company to keep? And just like listening to those answers too, so much credit to just how instinctual he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like his instincts are also beyond his years, which is that's going to play heavily into his success
He has
over
an
and
old
over and
soul,
over again.
right?
Yeah.
We always say he has an old soul, no doubt about it. 617-790-0928. Okay, so let's have this combo. I'm going Buehler to win the series tonight. And then your next 5 games, Kasey Hudson. 3 against the Marlins, 2 against the O's, all at Fenway.
Yep. Coming back home to the noise.
Oh, if you can get this big series win against another playoff team here in the Astros, like you're competing against this team for playoff positioning, that is huge. And then you come back home for 5 against 2 teams that you should beat the hell out of. I'll take it. Check, please.
Yeah. So my list of being petty is very small, but I just want to circle back and see if anything changed for you in roughly 24 hours with this whole like winning at home, playing on the road, the Astros having an advantage because they're loud. I just wanted to pick your brain on this one, you know, and you too, fans at home. Like, do you really feel like the noise and the playoff atmosphere and them being on the road is that impactful to this team that just put up a 14-1 in Game 2?
Well,
I'm just curious. This is why Boston is under the chat. We talk.
I'll say this. I'll reserve my rebuttal until after tonight.
Oh.
Because if Buehler goes out there and gets lit up and the place is a madhouse, then I stand on business. But if Buehler goes out there and look like he did the last time out, or he looks like his boy Dustin Maye did last night, then you're right. You're right. I don't have a problem ever saying you're right.
I might give you that just a little bit. And just to know, I'm not discounting the walks that took place and, you know, obviously gives you a leg up in a situation, but come on.
I know.
You're still talking about hot bats that went to work.
No doubt. I will say this, because it was bigger than even Houston's barn. It was more in the AL. I just think whoever has home field is going to the World Series. And by the way, right now, you remember breakfast bets earlier this week?
Yeah, I tanked.
I took.
Well, except for Bregman.
You hit Bregman. You hit Bregman.
I'm competitive.
You got the one.
Yeah, I'm competitive.
I took the Mariners in that show to win the AL. Have you seen them lately?
8th straight win. Yeah, I'm aware.
And that home field for them. That home field for them. So I know this, though. No one in the postseason wants to come into Fenway and play this team. So that's really my big point there is whoever kind of gets home field has
just a really
advantage.
Small back pedal. That's fine. Your hamstrings are in good form, in really good form. No, very excited to see what Buehler does tonight. And I feel like, you know, what way to continue to build off of getting that road win? Because we did talk about the fact that on the road is kind of where he was having some immense struggles. And then, you know, to pack it on up in San Diego and to really pull through, that was nice. So I feel like he's in a prime position to just copy and paste and go to work. I do want to take a minute to give a shout out to Yoshida because I feel like his numbers have come to life for this team in such clutch moments in August. August alone, 2 doubles, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. So kudos to him for just being super timely because it's going to take a little bit more than a dominant Roman Anthony, a killer Alex Bregman, and this pitching to push through.
Good point. Hey, if you want to get involved with us talking Red Sox, even taking shots at me, why not? 617-790-0928. Call us, tweet at us using the hashtag NESSNChat, email us, thechat@NESSN.com. I mean, we have so much more here on this fine program. Make sure you roll with us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. And remember, 8 a.m. on NESSN, 9 a.m. right here on NESSN Nation, Monday through Friday. It's me and Case all up in your face. You know you love it. Come on. Welcome back to Boston Has Entered the Chat. All right, let's call an audible. Blue 44, red 17, set, hood, hood, hood. As we go to the, she's open, touchdown, 6. As we go to the gridiron, Patriots, Vikings, coming up this weekend. Of course, we're hyped, so we're going to talk about it with you. If you want to get involved, call us. I always tell you, I give out the number every 2 seconds. Get in here, let's party.
And shout out, great voicemails coming in. We really appreciate it and love talking to y'all.
Okay, so Case, here's the deal. Right now, there's a potential possibility of starting 2 rookies on the left side of this offensive line now.
Yeah.
This would be the first time in 25 years the Patriots have done this. If they do this.
Yeah.
So we're talking Will Campbell, Jared Wilson here. If that comes to fruition, the question overarching is, are you worried about Drake Maye's health starting 2 rookies on the left side of an offensive line?
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about his health. There's some scenarios that we can compare this to and be like, okay, this isn't as tragic as one sounds. But when you're talking about that LT, that left tackle, this is a guy who's your sixth sense, you know, your eyes.
Yeah.
And you're asking for a lot of rapid development to be able to protect a guy who's also trying to, you know, get adjusted to a new system and be able to take that next step in his sophomore campaign. But as for health, I'm not worried. We've seen some tragic offensive lines in front of rookies and sophomores, and their health has not been a hindrance.
Yeah, that's a good point. Look, as someone who has trust issues, I think
we show our trust issues at different times, you know?
But still trust issues nonetheless.
All around.
I don't trust it. I'm sorry. Now, for this season, I don't think you have a choice. I think it's going to be Jared Wilson, and I think it's going to be Will Campbell, for better or for worse, okay? Cool. Big picture is where I don't trust it. I think ultimately we're going to get Wilson as center, which is what he is. We're going to get Will Campbell at left guard, which is what he is, in my humble opinion. And then either free agency with all the money in the world the damn Patriots have under the cap, or maybe you draft another damn tackle next year. But I do think at some point that's what we're going to get big picture.
Right.
If you're telling me big picture that I'm getting Wilson and Campbell for the next decade, I don't trust it. I don't think it's going to work. Oh. Now, we'll see. It's still early, obviously. These guys can earn it. Evan Lazar was here on our show with us yesterday.
Fantastic.
Patriots.com, and he kind of feels the same way we do. He has some real concerns with this offensive line and the rooks.
I think that's the biggest question right now that I have about their offense is passing offense in general. And it's not just one area. It's quarterback, pass protection, and receivers. Are they going to have the line that's going to hold up in pass pro? Are they going to get receivers open down the field for Drake Maye? And is he going to be consistent and smart with the football in those key situations remains to be seen. Now, on the second drive, they get into the red zone, and you see the mobility from Drake Maye. And I just think that element of his game is going to be so dangerous for the Patriots, especially when they get down by the goal line, that you have to worry about the 11th guy on the field being the quarterback, that he can just take off and run it in and jog it into the pylon there like he did on Friday night. So the good news is I think they're going to be able to be pretty dynamic down in the red zone, especially closer, inside the 10, inside the 5, because Drake Maye can use his legs, but they got to clean up the pass protection at number 1, I would say, as of right now.
Now, Case, you know this as well as I do. Pass pro takes time for
Yeah.
cohesion and timing and all those kind of things to come together. But run blocking, you can do that overnight, even with a bad offensive line. So, hey, get Drake Maye on the run, as we talked about there with Evan, but also run Travion Henderson, please. Like, just run the damn ball. And then as the season goes on, maybe you can open up the playbook more for passing it. But I think early on, I'm fine. If you're telling me this Patriots team plays great defense and runs the ball down people's faces, I'm cool with that. And then let the passing game and pass pro and all those kind of things materialize as the season goes on. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I don't think that they have to take such a cautious approach out the gate. I'm sure it's, like Evan mentioned and like we're reading and stuff, it is kind of concerning to be like, all right, you're putting a lot of hope and trust into these rookies. But I feel like you have the right quarterback to weather this kind of storm.
I do too.
And I feel like you've made a great point to say, design runs, make it something that he could be efficient in without putting anyone in harm's way. Because if you try to make him be a pocket pass quarterback, then you're putting him in a position to get hurt. You're putting him in a position to constantly have to go against these aggressive sacks and blitz packages that he'll be seeing. So with that, I look at the fact that there's been a number of rookies that have had piss poor pass protection in front of them when it comes to their offensive line, and they stayed healthy for the most part, and they were still able to produce. Let's jump over to a guy really quickly by the name of, CJ Stroud.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he sounds familiar to you, right? Well, I mean, he had an awful offensive line when it came to pass protection his rookie year and posted 4,108 passing yards, 23 tutties, and only 5 interceptions. So he wasn't a reckless guy either. So to have that constant reaction time be tested and kind of be in a fearful state because no quarterback wants to constantly be laying down.
Sure.
You're talking about a guy that was still able to produce. And they could have gone in with a game plan to just run the ball, and he still put up these kind of numbers. So that's something that I look at as an example. Caleb Williams. And you're talking about an offensive line that had nothing run protection.
They didn't have a damn thing.
No pass protection.
Nothing.
They were barely viable as a offensive line.
They were junior varsity against varsity.
Right. And while we saw some frustrating things as a whole, Caleb Williams, he had some moments where he still pulled through for this team, or at least looked good for being a quarterback considering. So that's another guy. And he didn't end up walking off the field with half his arm still hanging out. So I think we're okay there. And then the last one, you're talking about a quarterback that wasn't expected to see the playoffs, not his rookie year. No way. Get out of here. Jaden Daniels, offensive line, didn't start off well at all. As a matter of fact, this is an offensive line that didn't start getting progressively better to an extent almost halfway through the season.
Good point.
And there was a number of games as well where Daniels really only had 1 or 2 targets to go to over and over and over again. So you're talking about predictability being a factor with offensive line, and Jaden Daniels making it to the postseason as a rookie. So I think it all comes down to proper planning, proper execution, and they have the best test ahead going up against a team in the Minnesota Vikings who are going to be extremely aggressive defensively.
Damn right they are. You make great points. Look, I would argue C.J. Stroud moves better than. I would say Drake May moves better.
Did they lean into? Oh, Drake May. Okay.
I think Drake May moves better than C.J. Stroud. I would argue that. So that's advantage Patriots. I would also. You brought up Caleb. In the game against the Bears last season that the Patriots won, they sacked Caleb Williams 9 times in that game.
Could you do your job if you're horizontal 9 times?
And by the way, the Patriots last season didn't even have that great of a pass rush, and they still sacked him 9 times. And Jaden Daniels is just on another planet. I'll give you that. But look, I mean, Josh McDaniels was asked about the possibility of even starting these 2 rookies and what it would mean to this team. He answered it.
Rookies on the left side. I think our good friend Mike Reese had a stat, hasn't been done in 25 years to start the season. What has given you the confidence that those 2 guys can handle what is about to come their way?
I think, the way they work every day certainly is that's where it starts, and their performance. They've earned that right. This isn't something that somebody just, said, oh, well, it's going to do that without watching them in practice and evaluating what's best for the team. I think certainly Mike makes those decisions, and we're all here to try to support the guys that are in there and try to improve their skill set each day. But I think they've performed admirably. There's going to be some things they're going to learn throughout the course of every game, every practice. And our job is to help them improve. And so that's what we're going to do. We're not going to get frustrated with a mistake here or there. And we're going to make sure that we try to do everything we can to help them get better. And so far, those guys have made progress steadily throughout the course of their time here.
Okay, now here's the other thing. You alluded to this. It's the elephant in the room, so let's talk about it now. That damn Vikings defense. I know it's a preseason, But my God, first of all, they were right outside of the top 10 in total defense last season. So this is a very good personnel-wise, an excellent defense, right?
Yeah.
Then you just want to sprinkle in their defensive coordinator, who's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Brian Flores, who has a reputation of being mean, okay? He doesn't give a damn that it's a preseason. He's throwing that kitchen sink at Drake Maye or whoever's, okay, on this Patriots team. So I think that factors into this too, because the Vikings are not messing around just because it's preseason. It's a good test for the Pats.
It's the best test. It's the best test because when we look at game 1 of the preseason for this Patriots team, we talk about the opening drive. We talk about, Drake Maye being a little bit more decisive on whether to hold on to the ball, whether to get rid of the ball, not being risky there with giving it away. And it was already a discussion. He acknowledged it the minute that he got off the field. So now he's going to be tested in that sense a number of times because they're going to get through to him. Yeah. And we're going to see how they counteract that with making sure that he runs at the right times and that he's able to have a quick release, or Henderson, run it down the throat.
Yeah.
But I will also say this. I mean, you're talking about a coach that's almost as blitz heavy, if not more, than Todd Bowles, who I covered for quite some time.
He's blitz heavy too.
Yeah, and then you just get a little fancy in the disguises and you don't have time to realize that they change things up on you before they're pouncing on you. So, if anything, we're going to see how quickly this team is able to adjust. Something else that Evan Lazar mentioned, and I think it was on his podcast or a work that I saw them do, they talked about them kind of having a sluggish start to training camp this week. So something else to just take into consideration, and plus they're traveling, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's in Minnesota.
Yeah. So it took a minute for them, but if anything, I have heard from other players, and I've heard from my brother. Sometimes when you have some of those energy-less practices, you're very much in your mental focus. So the playbook kind of adds up a little bit more. So maybe you're kind of focusing there a little bit, but it's going to be interesting to see how they rise to this test. And even outside of Flores, I mean, you're talking about a defense that's been pretty destructive.
Yeah.
I had a chance, to interview Harrison Hittman-Smith. I had a chance to talk to Xavier Rhodes when Minnesota had signs talking about road closed. So I think that this team, I think the Patriots and the coaching staff are going to be well equipped to be hey, this is a defense that doesn't really go away, and we have an opportunity to game plan accordingly.
You know what I wrote down over here as you were talking was pre-snap. Because this is a great test for Drake Maye and Josh McDaniels to be on that same page pre-snap. When you walk up to that line and you look around, Brian Flores will disguise things, just like Todd Bowles, as you said.
Yeah.
But pre-snap, you better have the answers to that damn test. Because if you don't, look, I watched a game over the weekend. You don't. I watched a game over the weekend. Our esteemed producer, Ethan, and I talked about this, I think on Monday, where Anthony Richardson, the Colts, I think, played the Ravens, if my memory serves me correctly. Someone in the back check me on that. But the Ravens and the Colts played. Anthony Richardson literally saw a corner blitz coming right at him. This was not blindside, okay? He sees this guy running at him. I guess maybe he thought the running back was going to pick him up. He didn't. He runs a route. So, bro, you're looking at this dude coming right at you. Throw the ball away. You're huge. Make a move, stiff arm, do something. No, he just stood there. Boom, he got smashed. He stood up. He held his hand up. His pinky was facing this way. Can you see? Take me on ISO, Greg. This was dude's pinky right here. So, I mean, listen, you saw him coming. What are you doing? I bring that up because Drake Maye, that cannot happen.
Right.
You gotta know. You got to use common sense. You got to see pre-snap what they're doing. You have to use your instincts. You have to use your legs. Get out of harm's way, however it takes, whether it's checkdowns, whether it's calling a pass pro, audibling to that, running for your life. Do something, because the Vikings are coming for you with blitz-wise. And I bring up Anthony Richardson because that's another young quarterback, and it's just not the Wi-Fi is not connected.
I got a hot take on that one.
Well, please, we have time for a hot take.
Outside of one, maybe two, University of Florida does not breed quarterbacks. They do not breed quarterbacks. There is just some sort of disconnection when it goes to that next level. And okay, fine, maybe because my brother played at FSU, I might feel some type of way. But
you're right.
Realistically, UF does not breed quarterbacks. The same story tends to pan out for these guys over and over and over again. So, I know a lot of people talk about Drake Maye in college, and a lot of people actually wanted him to stay in college another year, didn't want him to make the jump. I get that. I hear that loud and clear, but still, I feel like he would maybe be primed in a different way to kind of avoid that kind of situation. But it's a great thing to point out because the possibility is there.
Okay, well, let me stay with your hot take. At Florida, you have 5-star offensive linemen, 5-star running backs, 5-star wide receivers, great big name, sexy head coaches, right?
Yeah.
At UNC, you got ramen noodles. You got to figure it out. So I say that to say Drake Maye is more adjusted to the NFL game.
To
where
figuring
you learn,
things
you
out.
lose personnel, whereas at Florida, everything's given to you. That's maybe what Richardson is struggling with.
Love to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
I mean, Boston has entered the chat. We're full of hot takes.
You put so many nice bows on that one. Yeah.
Hot takes from her, hot air from me. Don't you want to keep watching? Come on back now, you hear? We'll be back. Party with us. Time now for what's trending in the world of sports and your group chats, which is really what Kasey and I are concerned with, because we all up in your business, because we all in our business, and we texting you your business. You understand, right? Okay, good.
Made total sense.
Yeah, let's start here. Celtics news, Whit Grossbeck. His title with the Celtics will be different than originally planned. Okay, so let's walk through this together now. Shams puts this out. Wick will no longer stay on as a governor as part of the Celtics' $6.1 billion sale, but the plan had been for him to remain through 2028. Okay, so now Bill Chisholm, the new governor, assumes the governor title and the transfer will be finalized soon. So when this came out, we were like, wait, what's going on? Was there a fight? Is there beef? But wait, the plot thickens. This according to Ramona Shelburne. Okay, according to multiple league sources, while Bill Chisholm will technically be the Celtics governor, he and Wick plan to run the team together as originally planned. Okay, everyone breathe. But with Chisholm as the governor and Grossbeck as the alternative governor now and CEO, the change in structure was due to league rules, including minimum ownership, sources, blah, blah, blah. So this is simply a title change. He is still on board. You see the operations of the team will remain consistent with Brad Stevens, all the people in those spots that they're supposed to be in. This was simply a title change, which was good because I was jumping to conclusions. Shocker, right? I thought for sure either there was an argument behind the scenes or
not seeing eye to eye. There's so many things around this team of tank or try for the upcoming season.
I thought he crashed out and was like, I'm out of here and slammed the door and it was a big dramatic thing. No. Rule changes in the league made the title change. Simple as that.
And for everybody else that happened to jump to conclusions, because that's typically not my style, I also jumped to conclusions when this popped out. I was like, my goodness, already? But it's nice to know, but sometimes don't you wish that the rule would become a little bit more, I don't know, known, or
I don't know.
You don't care about that because at that point you're just like, oh, okay, we're just abiding by the rules here versus anything else. Because when Ante and I talked about it, and of course, I teed it up for Ante to break it down for me so that I can make sense of it all.
And hold my banner.
There was potentially the idea of hey, is this speaking to how they're planning to build out the roster, run the team coming up forward? Because we know that, everything is on hold to see what will be Jason Tatum upon his return.
Sure.
But none of that levels out now when it's just hey, it's a title change.
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest. I sort of said my goodbyes emotionally to Wick when the team sold.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah, all the title change and who does what and who's got the corner office and who's in. All that stuff doesn't really concern me that much now that there wasn't drama. Okay. Now, if there was drama, I'm all in, obviously. But when I see this is just a title change, at this point now, it's look, I've already emotionally thanked Wick for his services and bringing us that title or two, and now I'm out.
See, I'm the person that lets you get all the way through the finish line,
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
I don't dismiss you once you stop to grab that little cup of water. I'm come on, bring it on in, all the way in. There you go. Thank you for your service. Goodbye.
If you thought it was drama like I did it for 617-790-0928, get in here. Let's make up some drama because clearly there's nothing to see here with the Celtics. In other news, Shohei Ohtani and his agent, case, now we have drama, are being sued by Hawaii real estate agents. This guy, what's going on with this dude? Here's a tweet from Bleacher Report. So Shohei and his agent are being sued after, quote, sabotaging a $240 million real estate project in Hawaii. A Hawaii real estate broker says Ohtani and his agent, quote, exploited their celebrity leverage to get the broker fired from a luxury housing development. What's going on with Shohei? So, of course, everyone had to weigh in. Brett Brett tweets, if I had a nickel for every time Shohei Ohtani got himself involved in a major financial scandal, well, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is weird. It's happened twice. Brett's not wrong.
Twice to our knowledge. Continue.
YFK tweets, Shohei Ohtani being a degenerate gambling supervillain would legit be the biggest plot twist in the history of the world. It's true.
I feel like there's a great book in store for Shohei Ohtani.
A tell-all?
A tell-all. Like when retirement hits, everybody make sure it's eyes wide open, because I just feel like there's going to be a little bit of a tell-all, because he is the definition of the company you keep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have this whole scandal that goes down. You look extremely innocent. You look like you're the one who's taking advantage of an exploited.
Sure.
And look, all evidence supported that. I'm not trying to create drama, I swear.
Why not? Do it.
It's not my thing. I like to sleep at night. But then you have this situation, and it kind of still fits the bill of,
Sure.
financial irresponsibility,
Yep.
exploitation, lying,
Yep.
all these things.
It's a little bullying here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, this is just my take, I think this guy is what he plays like. He's very robotic. He's very stoic. There's
So
not
you think he's impressionable?
Well,
he can be taken advantage of.
the opposite. I think people come to him. So yeah, I guess, but I think people come to him with these ideas, right? These Ponzi schemes, because that's what the sports betting thing was. And he threw his interpreter all the way under the bus, drove it over him twice, and drove off, and bro's in jail. Like, what? But I think what happens is people come to him, right? And they present these elaborate schemes, and he's just like, whatever. And then he's back in the batting cage or throwing. Like, I don't know if there's, and I don't mean this as a bad person, but I don't know if there's moral compassing and let me look into this and let me cross every T and dot every I.
Right.
I think he literally goes, whatever, yeah, sure, that sounds good. Back to baseball.
He's giving too much trust to the
I think
people
it's
that
too
should
much
be
trust.
voices of reason around him.
Yes, and a lack of common sense. That's why I'm saying I don't want to make this a moral, like he's a bad guy.
Yeah, no.
I just don't, I think he's aloof. I think he's just like, I want to play baseball. I don't give a damn about the rest of
everything
this.
else.
And it's so much money, Casey. I mean, this guy's, he's making damn near $1 billion.
Yeah.
That he's just like, yeah, sure. You want to invest in that? Whatever. He's not even listening to the pitch because he's pitching. You understand? He's so locked in on baseball, he doesn't care about this. And then this stuff comes out, and guilt by association, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, these are Shohei's people. He signed off on this. Well, yeah, you are guilty. You need to take responsibility for what happens in your life with your money.
Right.
But I really think he's so robotic, thinking about baseball, doing baseball, he doesn't give a damn about this stuff.
I think it's an unignorable point. I'll give you that. But, again, you kind of copy and pasted a situation to a degree, considering, financial misconception, all those things. So it's like, and most of the time, players, once they start getting into the big leagues and stuff, you're supposed to be having these consultations with people that give you guidelines of like do's and don'ts to a simple factor, just so that you can ask enough questions.
Yeah.
But we're not there, so we don't know how those things go.
Facts.
It's not to villainize him whatsoever. It's just like, dude, get better company, because are we going to be 1 year apart from something else? And it's the part that really just kind of phases me more is the financial aspect of it.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
if you're leveraging and like pushing people out, that's a little bit more than just like, I'm going to go to I'm going to go do baseball now.
Yeah, that's scumbag stuff. And that's kind of my point, is I don't know if he really reads a fine print, so to speak.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I were Ohtani's friend and I was like on his team quite literally and figuratively, I would tell him, you have to fire all the people around you, all your advisors, all your whatevs. Start from scratch and pick up the phone and call Magic Johnson, who's one of the damn owners of this damn team, and say, hey, I need a new team of people.
Right.
That's someone who has mastered business. Magic Johnson, I'm talking about. Or any of your teammates. I'm sure Mookie's doing good business, right? Like, you
got people to bounce off of. That's what I mean. Like, how incompetent or how, unaware can one be for how long before being in another issue of a situation?
It should be this moment now should be a watershed moment from him. Between the sports betting and now this, that's enough bad optics. If I were him, to say, all of y'all are fired, bring me a new team, recommended on someone else who I trust.
Yeah.
Bring me that team. All right, two-time Pro Bowler James Cook re-signs with the Bills, 4 years, $48 million, 30 of those guaranteed. This is bad news for the Patriots because I did not want to see James Cook back in a damn Bills uni, but we kind of knew it was going to happen. If anything, I'm thinking, Bills, what took so long? I mean, this guy is the reason why Josh Allen was able to sort of get over the hump and become an MVP in this league because he had a balanced run attack and it wasn't all on his shoulders to do every damn thing.
Yeah, he didn't have to be the running back of his team as it once kind of was. And I think that another reason why there's no surprise to this is the fact that there was a number of games that got kind of stale for the Bills last season. And if not for Cook cooking, then we don't know what the result would have ended up being on that. And everybody loves a dual threat when it comes to the running back position. I mean, almost in equal measure being disruptive when it comes to pass catching, but over 1,000 rushing yards, over 250 receiving yards. And I feel like continuing to build and having that trust, he's going to become even more of a workhorse for this Bills team. So totally right on the sense of scary things for us, in that sense. But better defense for the Patriots.
Yeah, it is a better defense.
A better test coming
That's
down
a fact.
the pipeline.
I just think Bills in totality, I don't think they're going to be as good this year. I think every year they regress a bit, and I think that championship window gets a little bit smaller.
I don't know if I'd say regress, but I feel coaching.
I know. They need a new coach.
You really do have so much talent over there, but coaching has given them the kiss of death.
I agree.
Every single season.
I've been saying that for two or three seasons now, that McDermott, they need an upgraded head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And they need one of those big sexy names too, not just like the next boy wonder who we don't know about. They need to go out and get like a big
youngest coach in the league, his first opportunity.
Hey, the Patriots just learned that, didn't they? I mean, Gerard Mayo, we all knew him around here, the player, of course, but he didn't have any coaching experience, and they tried to outsmart the room. And then where'd they end up? Oh, Mike Vrabel's over there. Yeah, go get Mike Vrabel. I think the Bills kind of need to take a page out of that. This Bills team, 13-4 last season.
You're gonna dial that down?
I think 11-6. They'll still win the division, but I think the Patriots are better. I think the Jets are better. I like Justin Fields there. I'm not buying the Dolphins.
What I get nervous about is Josh Allen has gotten progressively better.
Well, I think James Cook helps.
He's been smarter with the ball.
That's
more
efficient.
Not a James Cook thing.
Yeah,
that's a maturity thing. So I don't know. I never count out the Bills except for getting to the most important parts of the season.
Except for winning.
Yeah, except for doing that. Except for finally going to a Super Bowl. How many people have bet on that for 4 years in a row and been like, you know what? I didn't need that money or that house or that car.
True. We talked Celtics here. We talked Shohei being potentially a scumbag. We talked AFC. No. Potentially. We talked AFC. If you want to get in here, 617-790-0928. Plethora of topics for you to weigh in on. Do it. Call us. Still to come here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. ESPN ranked the top 50 ballers in the MLB. So how many Red Sox players are on that list? We have the answer. We'll tell you next, right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Roll with us. Welcome back into Boston Has Entered the Chat. We're talking about the top 50 players in MLB. Of course, according to ESPN, we're also grooving and moving.
I couldn't.
Hey.
Not.
Oh, grooving and moving. This is what you need on a morning show right here. You trying to wake up, get the crust out your eye. Meanwhile, we're like, bacon and eggs, sports, betting, yes.
Red Sox, top 50. I'll get us back there.
All right, yeah. Reel us back in.
I'm not old enough for that dance move.
According to ESPN, top 50 players in the world, 2 of them, just 2, are Red Sox players. Now, 1 comes in the top 10. 1 barely made the list. And I don't have a problem with the top 10. I have a problem with the other one barely making the list. Where do you want to start? You want to start barely or top 10?
Let's take it to the top.
Okay, to the top. Garrett Crochet, number 10.
Yeah.
Any problems there? How's no sound? This dude, look, for all the hype, when they traded for him, I mean, we damn near threw a parade around here. Yeah. But it was all based on potential, right?
Yep.
Hey, we got him out of baseball hell. You're welcome, Garrett Crochet, with the White Sox. You bring him here to a town.
He could do this. He could do that.
He could do that. Projections. You bring him to a town that'll love him up. We have. Check. Great job, everyone.
Yep.
You put a good team around him. And now the results have paid off to all the hype. So kudos to him. He is a top 10 player in this league. There's no doubt about it, Case.
100%, because he's one of those people that when you watch him pitch, and depending on, it doesn't matter what your baseball knowledge is.
Yep.
You just have this sense of confidence that he's about to deliver. And saying that on the back end of, him not having his strongest performance, still, he's such a meticulous human being. He's always going to be harder on himself to make sure he can bring course correction, and you see it pay off right away. I mean, that's something that you knew about him from his first pitch here in Boston, and it's been fantastic to watch. So, I mean, he's just one of those people. It's kind of breathtaking to see the art of his pitching and him being able to do it in a Red Sox uniform.
Well, the best part about him, too, he's locked up here for the next 6 years.
He's our guy.
That contract is signed, sealed, delivered. We talk about this often here on Boston has entered the chat of how the Red Sox have done a great job locking up all of these young core players that they have. So you're not as concerned of, okay, Crochet's having a great year, but now we have to think about free agency, or now no. He's locked up the next 6 years, so great, because if that guy, after the season he's having, hit the open market right now, oh, it's a bidding war for all the money in the world.
Yeah, second in the league in strikeouts, 188. Like, go nowhere, stay here forever.
Yeah, Shohei will be on the phone like, hey, I can help you flip that money. That's rude. I'm sorry, Shohei.
I was like, you were defending the guy. Like,
I'm sorry.
Okay, stay in one lane.
I know.
All right.
Here's the one I have an issue with. Now, we're talking top 50, 5-0, right? Alex Bregman, 49, ESPN. Come on now. 49?
Like,
he can't be higher on this list?
And you cannot even try to use age or anything against him. Like, he's not showing signs of slowing down.
He's 31. He ain't that damn old.
No.
They can't use that.
No.
I don't know how he's 49 on this list. He should be much higher.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's also disrespectful to his past. Like, it's not just what he's doing now, which is clearly, I think, way better than a 49th ranking. But what about his past? Even Lifetime Achievement Award.
I mean, look what the Astros just did for him for his welcome back. It speaks to what he meant to a team. Like, that was a hard out for him to not be able to stay there. And hey, I'm not going to bring it back to the walkout song, but I think it's got a little tell to, how hard it was to start a new chapter in his career. But very excited to do it here with the Red Sox and to bring that consistency. I mean, that's another guy.
Yeah.
So confident when he gets up to the plate. What's he going to do? Especially at the top of this season. When what was I saying in April and May? We were kind of curious if this team was going to make the postseason.
Yeah.
But there was so much confidence in Bregman and how he delivered.
Well, the thing about Bregman too, remember, he was playing injured through a lot of this stuff, and now he's looking healthier, and I think that's why you're seeing the results you're seeing. So if I'm making this list, Bregman is not 49th. I'm moving him up somewhere.
Yeah.
30s, 20s, wherever you want, but I'm moving him up. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd probably add, because these are the only two on this list, I would not only move Bregman up. I'm cool with Crochet at 10. We're
adding another Red Sox?
I think from what we've seen so far, and I get it's such a small sample size, how is Roman Anthony? Roman Anthony should be 49 or 50 on this list.
Ooh.
I understand if he barely makes it, but I think from what we've seen in his rookie campaign, Casey, consistently, he's not just hot here. Like, this is consistent stuff. He hasn't been injured. Remember the one game, it was recent. I don't know if it was Astros or not, but he had like a little back issue.
Oh, no, that was here, Fenway.
It was here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I don't know if it was against the Astros. I can't remember who it was against. But he had a little
It was
back.
the Astros before the
He had a little
Royals.
back issue. He was smart enough to say to the trainer, hey, man, something ain't right. He rested one game. He got paid, and then he was back out. This dude, so he's available. He's consistent. He is clearly special. We talked about him earlier in the program.
Yeah.
This guy, Roman Anthony, I think he would be at 49 or 50 on this list for me, and I'd move Breggy up.
Actually, I think it was game one versus the Royals.
Royals,
yeah,
okay.
More so,
I couldn't remember who it was.
It was more precautionary.
But I guess my point is he doesn't get hurt. Like, he's available. We talk about how great Marcelo Mayer could be.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen him be able to keep it
time.
healthy yet. This guy, Roman Anthony, he's a machine, the Roman Empire. So I think he belongs on this list.
I would agree if we're looking at more so second half of the season. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because there's been some quiet moments, but again, just a rookie, just barely touched 21 years old.
Sure.
But considering what he's doing, I mean, you don't get in a historic category and not be qualified for this kind of list.
Yep.
Kind of went a little somewhere else, and I get it, slow starts happen. If we kind of went from the second half of the season up until now, just took that little box. Trevor Story.
Yeah, Trevor Story's been coming on.
Trevor Story is quite phenomenal. And
Yeah.
and you know, you're up there in the rankings when it comes to RBI. Stolen bases, he surpassed Duran, who was sitting top of the league at one point. So now both of these guys are middle of the pack. But it's just the way that he keeps coming through for this team and his leadership in all aspects. And I don't know, some of the ridiculous plays that we see him make at shortstop. So just kind of being having that ability to have a two-way attack of things is just like, you know, you got to inch it up a little bit. Maybe he's sitting at 51, but I think that he's somebody who, like, ever since the resurgence and like everything that he has gone through, I mean, hell of a ball player.
He is. I've been most impressed with his leadership too. To your point, like, you talk about the production for sure, but I think all of us, no one ever questioned if Trevor Story could play or not talent-wise. I think it was health. And he's put it together.
Some people are getting down on him. I mean, Alana was one of the people to be like, hey, calm down, give it some time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we were getting into muddled waters there in terms of like what was going to happen.
But even that frustration case came from he was always hurt.
Yeah.
And so finally when you get back and then you don't get to the start that everyone expects you to, then you question, hey, what's going on with him? But it all stemmed from because he wasn't available.
Yeah.
Now that he has been able to stay healthy, knock on wood, that he keeps it that way, now we see the production come in. By the way, on this list, number 1, of course, Aaron Judge. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani. Is that, would you flip those two? I think I would.
Yeah.
I would have Ohtani 1 and Judge 2. Just because Judge is more one-dimensional. He's not even, by the way, he's not playing in the field ever again. He is now a DH. The Yankees have come out and said, you're a DH. Over. The end. We need you healthy. Where Shohei Ohtani can literally do everything.
Yeah. I
mean,
it's undeniable when you just see every box that he checks and does it at the top of the rankings. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he does something very well and he's sitting at like 15 on it. No, he's sitting top 3 of almost everything.
My only other knock on this list, they had Paul Skeens at 6th overall. That kid is so freaking good, and his team around him is so freaking bad that I think Paul Skeens deserves to be higher on this. I'm sorry. You want to talk about making $1 out of 15
cents? Is that
cents?
A pity push?
Yes. Paul Skeens, every start is doing every damn thing. I mean, I don't understand. I think he should get top 10, obviously, but to me, I think he looks like a top 5 to me. Weigh in on this list, 617-790-0928. You can also tweet at us using the hashtag NESSNChat. You can also email us, thechat@NESSN.com as well. What do you make of this list? Thanks for watching us. Roll with us on NESSN Nation. We are still partying. It doesn't stop on NESSN. It just carries over. We just move to a different room and we keep partying. So come with us over on NESSN Nation. And hey, for NESSN, peace. NESSN Nation, we're coming. 8 a.m. every day on NESSN, 9 a.m. on NESSN Nation. Roll with us.